coffee after hours, podcast after hours, smoking after hours, open after hours. Oh, God. Bruce Lee. Oh, you set it up on yours?
Mm-hmm.
Nice, there we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Meditation Off Track podcast. Where your deep relaxations right at your fingertips.
Kind of contradicting there. Meditation Off Track podcast.
Right? I wonder what kind of mountains these are. Friggin'.
Oh, there's the Appalachian Mountains and the.
Yeah, he's gonna take us on a tour here. We have a nice bird's eye view, as you can see, about 80 yards up. You'll see and notice here the white tips are just extraordinary around this time of season. It's like that Disneyland roller coaster voice. Have you been to Disneyland recently?
No.
Well, holy shit. Everyone there talks like they're a 12-year-old child.
Oh.
Guy or girl, literally, they hire people based off their fucking voice. And you know.
Well, you
like,
hire them based on their comfortability with sounding like a fucking asshole.
Yeah. With sounding like a Fruit Loop. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, even the ice cream guy. You go to Disneyland, he's like, hi!
It's like, shut the
Like, it's like, holy crap. I understand the ride people that like, put your hands in at all times. Be safe. And have fun.
Yeah.
But like the ice cream guy, trying to get ice cream, he's talking to me like fucking Tinkerbell. Like, it's crazy how they do it. What do you got going on?
We got some LA shots.
So we just have to be careful using other people's content.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we can't do.
You think a drone video is illegal to use?
It just depends on where you're getting the content. Like, if it's another YouTube video, unless we're doing commentary about it.
36,000 videos. 36,000, unless I do commentary.
Yeah, like I was reading the guidelines today because I was
right
curious
now.
about. No, like I think it's like continuous. I don't know, like you know.
Okay.
But if we get it pulled, we can edit it out and redo it. You know. So I think it could actually be fun to test it out and see what's going on. See if YouTube even recognizes. Like, I mean, you're welcome.
But this person says you can
who
then
are
use this loop on your Apple TV, Chromecast, and other TV casting services.
Oh, then we're good. Who is it? Let's give him a shout out.
It's
Give him a little credit.
Planet Unicorn.
Okay, thanks, Planet Unicorn.
Published
Appreciate
on
your
December 31st. Yeah, and they've been doing it.
drone shot.
This was 2018.
Well, it sounds like they gave us permission based off
Well,
that.
no, it says subscribe to our visual archive playlist here, youtube.com. So I'll subscribe. Boom.
Okay, boom.
And then the next sentence.
Look at
is
that,
you
a good
can
fellow
use this
subscribing to his channel. I would
Oh, yeah.
love, you should always subscribe to things you watch. Just subscribe.
Just give-
SUBSCRIBE. Subscribe. How do you break down that word? Scribe means to write,
Yeah.
in my opinion, right?
And then sub would be,
Sub
in my
means-
opinion, to insert.
Interesting. Why insert?
Well, like submission, subversive,
Okay.
submarine.
So
They're
I want to. How do you look up the history of etymology?
Etymology, yeah, like you said. Etymology of sub. And
Of
that's
subscription, of subscribe.
Well, you'd have to. I
Etymology
guess, then it's gonna say prefix.
of
Suffix.
subscribe. Well, let's just see what we get here. Subscribe, cool. Sub meaning under, scribere meaning write,
Escribe.
subscribe, sign at the bottom of a document. And so
Just
I guess
like submarines
subscribe
go to the bottom.
has more to do with the location of the button. In my opinion, it's the bottom of the page. You're like signing the document. You're saying, yes, I like this page at the bottom of the page.
And that's what?
So that was the original meaning. To subscribe was to sign at the bottom of a document.
Oh.
So if you were to subscribe, they probably said, will you subscribe the Declaration of Independence? And then John Hancock was like, oh, we will.
You know,
But of course
kind
they're
of,
not
that's
French.
funny. Yeah, they John Hancock.
I just imagine.
Such a ridiculous signature. Like, you
He
douchebag.
fucking hated the king, man. Dude, the king fucked him over.
Oh, is that what the history is? Can you
Yes.
tell me?
So the Declaration of
on
Independence in
the
reality
Hancock of
was
John?
a big slander against the king.
Okay.
Like, it was like one of the meanest fucking things they could have ever sent. I wanna get it up here. Break
Yeah.
down Declaration of Independence.
Was it? I've
So it's
heard
when they're
some things about how it was like kind of an attempt to come to some sort of term. Was the Boston Tea Party previous to the finalizing of the Declaration of Independence?
Yes.
So I felt like it was like one of those, not one of those things. It was like kind of like a mediation, like
So
last step away.
So the
Almost
Declaration
full
of
step away.
what? The Tea Party?
The Declaration of Independence was.
I think it was like the last.
The last.
I think it was the last. And like it wasn't a question
Without
anymore.
starting
They
a
were
war.
declaring.
Without starting a war.
I
I mean, London never came over here in boats. You know, that says a lot in my opinion.
when we broke away from Britain,
Yeah.
we had a war, the Revolutionary War. That's the Revolutionary War. Is when we fought.
But that was fought in England,
No.
wasn't it? No, really.
That was all American soil.
And that was British boats coming
Because
here
we were here as
through-
colonists, and we were
Uh-huh.
rebels, and we were like teenagers that hated our dad.
Yeah.
We were like, you can't tell us what to do. And they're like, yeah, we fucking can. We're your parents, and you're going to respect us. We sent you here. And we're like, yeah, but you can't control us. You're all the way in England. And they're like, and they, at this point, England had the strongest navy at the time. So, and we were just a bunch of ragtag colonists. This is where you get things like the Minutemen, where all of this is what I'm talking about. When we as citizens used to defend our country and be on the front lines, as opposed to relying on the government to defend us. Like, this is where I understand the arguments for the right to bear arms and things like this. Like, when we were trying to separate from England, we had these things called, like, these ragtag militiamen that all just had their own guns, and that's Paul Revere, who's like a Minuteman announcer. So that's like, the British are coming, the British are coming, the British are coming, and he's riding on his horse, and it's the soldier's job to get ready within 1 minute. Because that's how fast they had to be prepared, and they'd do these drills and they would train. But no, England fucking came to us, and we used guerrilla warfare for the first time. This is like George Washington. This is all this shit.
Yeah.
This is when we sail, and you see that famous picture that we should definitely bring up of him sailing across the sea. George Washington. I love this shit, dude. Washington.
To me, the colonialism in this sense is very touchy.
So this is when they're going across this icy river on Christmas Day. Can I swap you? Can I have the HDMI?
Yeah.
This is when they decide. I think I'd have to look it up again. But
I think I wanna verbalize a word of caution on triggers with the Revolutionary War. I think now specifically.
In what way? What are you referring to?
Worrying about like extravagizing, or whatever that word would be. Extravagizing.
Like extravagant?
Yeah.
In a different way?
Yeah. Making it very extravagant, war hero stories. I don't know. I feel some people could watch and be like, yes, that is all very true. You need to learn all that stuff, but also a lot of...
What stuff? I don't know what you're referring to.
I love the conversation, but I want us to be careful of like
the Revolutionary
idolizing
War?
these people to huge amounts.
The Revolutionary War?
Yeah. Not the Revolutionary War specifically, but like the imagery of it, you know. Oh,
well, I get it, because George Washington had like slaves?
Yeah, I mean, it goes so far, right? It goes very deep. To where that picture of George Washington on the water, and it's winter and it was icy and it was beautiful, could be like a very traumatizing picture to be described to some people.
To who? What group?
A lot of people. Anyone. Native Americans, African Americans,
But
Asian
that's not
Americans.
in context. That's not what's going on here. This is us breaking away from
But
Britain.
we are on YouTube.
This is breaking away from Britain. No, this scene itself is us breaking away from Britain.
I should have let you... I guess I needed to say it before you finish, but I want you to finish. For sure.
I mean, well, at this point we've already... I mean...
Is it this picture?
We've fucked a lot of people over already hard. But this one itself is about kind of installing that...
Oh, Jolie, she needs some.
No, she's fine. This, in my opinion, is like the... Which I can understand how it's offensive, is assuming if you hate the American...
I just wanted to verbalize it because we hadn't verbalized it yet.
Yeah, because this is like the foundation of American origins in a way, and I mean, slavery already existed all
A
before
lot
this.
of
You
pros
didn't
and
need
cons
the
and
American.
sways and swoos with the Constitution in a lot of people's opinions too.
Well, the Constitution's very different from America. Like, this is just the creation of
United
America.
States.
This isn't about the
United
rules that
States.
we had. Yeah, the United States. Yes, thank you for that. I love that.
That's
So
why I'm saying
why-
this. It's all
Well,
very,
yeah, cool. I like
very
that we bring
important.
that
Yeah.
because my mind wasn't there. I'm thinking.
No, that's not
I'm thinking
awful.
more
you,
of the.
you just peeled out of SSU. You know, like you're a teacher.
Yeah.
It's like everybody has their dimension, and like you really do have to like expand yourself in different ways than other people, because you were like information intake, mentorship positions of like your professors and assignments to get in, like very much like you were saying in one of the first podcasts, the stairway, climbing the stairway. To do that as well as be as politically aware as you possibly could is it's enough, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like no one could
Well,
really be like, how dare you?
I love that how I've become politically aware is through travel. Travel and conversation.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stress it enough. If you remain in the same place your whole life, now obviously the internet changes this, and if you
Yeah.
want, you can expand your brain in some ways or another,
Yeah.
but it does not replace actual human-to-human random contact. And I learned the point you bring up about saying the difference between America and the United States.
Well, my point to you saying I learned the point here and there is I had to catch you, right?
Well, I learned about it. It didn't stick.
Okay. No, absolutely.
That's what I mean. That's when I got introduced to it.
Okay.
Is what I should have
Yeah.
said. Because I didn't learn it. Because
Yeah.
here I am making the same mistake. But I got introduced to the topic. And because I was in
Sugarloaf,
Spain.
guys. I'm sorry.
What
My knee
Sugarloaf?
hurts. I went to Sugarloaf.
Oh.
It was another hike.
I keep thinking you're talking about the raisin bread in the kitchen. I
Oh,
swear
man.
to God.
Like gluten's
I'm
my
like,
knees
dude,
swollen
how
up.
is it that bad? Yeah.
No, I went to I hiked straight through Annandale State Park the other day, and then I hiked yesterday Sugarloaf. So I'm just a little sore. But please keep going. Yeah.
What I wanted to say was, for one, when you travel, you do walk a shit ton. So you that's one thing I never knew was when I traveled. Like you're saying you hiked a lot. Literally, traveling is hiking. Be ready. Wear the comfiest shoes you fucking have. When I traveled, I was walking about like 8 to 12 miles every day. Like that was about the span.
Want to get somewhere and then you gotta come back.
Yeah, and you just walk. Like you just explore cities, and through that
That's
exploration.
true. Imagine never being in this house, you know, and then you're here for a month.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking all over town. Yeah. We don't really do that. We don't go stroll and be like, whoa.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Like some people do. But I'm going to get back to the point here in the sense that it's this travel that helps break down walls of ignorance. It's the people that stay in the same place with the same people and the same thoughts, just in these echo chambers that are, as history would show, usually the most ignorant or the most kind of hateful or intolerant of other people, the ones that are just in that small community because they don't know. And I learned this lesson.
What
or
about,
not going to say learn.
What about, are you talking small community or are you talking...
I want to finish this point and then we'll dive into this. I'm taking too long.
Community.
Let me finish this out. And so what I learned though from this experience was something we briefly touched on the last podcast, is that America is, we have North America, we have South America, we have Central America, and the United States is not America, although we as a culture tend to interchange the two, is, as I have been told and educated upon more or less, or at least taught once and then forgot because that's life.
That's what I was bringing up.
That
your
it's
life is a lot.
Not interchangeable, and people find it like they get angry if you just act like the U.S. is the only America.
For sure.
And I understand that, but I wouldn't have if I wouldn't have traveled.
Oh no.
Or had this conversation with you, or stuff like that. Yeah.
And it's possible to travel and not realize that too, for sure.
I've done fake traveling.
I love it. Yeah, I preach about fake traveling so much. I'm a strong believer in ecotourism. If you can fit a trip in your if you can fit a trip in your or if you can fit a job into your trip, working 2 days somewhere. You look up the town, find somewhere looking for
Do you
a
have your
volunteer.
phone ready? Sorry, I just don't want to.
Yeah,
Put
like,
on the.
I feel like
the
that's such a cooler way to go about it, you know, than to just fucking take off somewhere. What did I do? Plug that in.
Mm-hmm. And then I got it. You all set up.
Charger.
Yep, we've been toying with the TV, and then I don't want to change your topic here.
Oh no,
You,
no,
okay.
it's just anecdotal.
But yes, we've been figuring out the TV. I know it's not the best right now, but daytime will be legit as fuck. This is cool. Like, again, it just doesn't do it justice on the camera.
So cool.
Like I can tell
Yeah.
from our setup, but yep.
Yeah. It's something.
But it's okay during daytime though.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow if we have time. But we did have one again. It was the lesser TV.
the
but
lesser Yusuf,
the unworthy, the non-essential
Get outta
TV.
the untouchable.
Yeah, the untouchable. God, that's such a sad thing in India.
Yeah.
The fact
that's-
that
and
exists.
It's still, you know, that's
Oh.
like 8,000 years old.
Like
It's
how
fucking awful.
the government, is it the government or is it
In
cultural? Yeah. Is it the government that acknowledges these classes of people as
Such a large
untouchables?
country, dude. Like,
Yeah.
gosh.
How is
They're
what's
sending-
India's government like? Do you know how it's like sectioned? Is it just like the United States? I wonder. Like, do they have? Oh, I guess you wouldn't say just like, but I wonder if they have like little
if
city
it's
states kind of.
Democratic Republic or city state.
I'm just gonna type in India's government.
Yeah, that would be cool. I know more about the religion.
Is created by the Constitution of India, and India's had a terrible fucking past as far as Britain goes.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Pray
it's
for India
so
for a
sad.
fucking day. Change
So-
your life to like try to do something for India.
Apparently, the government of India is abbreviated as GOAL, and it's the union government created by the Constitution of India as the legislative, executive, and judicial authority of the union of 28 states and 9 union. They have states?
Holy
I
shit.
didn't know they had states.
But India has 28 states.
And 9 union territories of a constitutionally democratic republic.
9.
So they're democratic republic, just like we probably claim to be.
But look at the size difference between India and the United States, and we have 54.
That would be interesting. What do you know? Do you want to type that in? The size difference?
I probably
get an
got the
overlay.
number wrong for our states, but I don't care too much.
We
yeah,
have 50
you
states.
can look up 50.
Yeah, we have 50.
Well,
Hawaii
You know
was our
what?
50th. A lot of people think we have
not my
51.
world.
A lot because they
It's
know
Hawaii.
Hawaii got added, and they just naturally
54,
assume.
Venezuela, Hawaii.
Hawaii really is. We stole that shit.
Yeah,
Nice and
for
clean.
Sure. And then Fiji,
But
the Fiji Islands. Yeah, I was gonna. Is there Google Earth on this thing? Do you know?
what do you mean on the internet?
On my
Yes.
on my computer.
Apple?
Oh, you don't have a Mac.
No, I do
I'm
not
gonna
have a
look at
Mac.
Google Earth.
You know how long it took me to realize the difference between a Mac computer and any other computer?
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable.
Is there a way to turn off this sound?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I had to turn it off.
All good.
What are you doing, TV? What are you doing?
What's
What are you
going
doing
on?
now? Hey,
Huh? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's a blackout in here, huh? It's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
Ah!
Interesting. Yeah, I pressed go ahead and turn down.
Oh. Flicked the right button.
Come on, Google Earth. I used to love Google Earth.
It's a great way to learn.
Oh my god.
Google Earth, you can learn a lot. Have you
Oh.
seen those of where you like find like weird pictures and like
Yeah, like bodies being
yeah,
dragged
dead
down the dock and
bodies.
shit.
That picture's so gnarly.
I know.
Did it ever get proved that that's what that picture was?
I
of,
don't-
like the
I
dead
don't
body
know.
getting pulled.
I don't know. It would be really fucking
I
funny if
hope
it
not.
was.
It makes me sad. Oh, the emblem of India is kind of dope.
Dude, I just want to get onto Google Earth. And just come up on some
Can I
pictures.
steal the HDMI?
Yeah. I mean,
I want to bring up this emblem of India. This is kind of legit. I don't know. There's a little bit of words with it.
I don't know. I can't fucking words. What I was doing India size.
Yeah, size comparison to the U.S. Look at this image.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the emblem of India. You got this 3-headed lion. We got some bull here. And then we got this horse. It says the national emblem of India is derived from the time of Emperor Oshaka. The emblem is a replica of the lion of... Ooh, this coffee's making me burp. The emblem is a replica of the Lion of Sarna near Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. The lion capital was erected in the 3rd century BC by Emperor Oshaka to mark the spot where the Buddha first proclaimed his gospel of peace and emancipation to the 4 quarters of the universe. 3rd century BC. Quick history lesson for centuries. Do you know how like centuries work? Because this is something that gets actually really confused a lot of the time. Like if you're in the 20th century, that means it's like the 1900s. If you're in the 19th century, it means you're in the 1800s. So if someone says mid 19th century, they're talking about the 1850s.
Okay, so it's the 19th century right now.
No, we're in the 21st century.
So what's up with that?
What do you mean? What's up with that?
2020.
Yeah. Because we're in it's the one before. So but it gets even more confusing because then you go to the BC. So if it says it's 3rd century BC, that means like 1 century would be in the 50s, 2 century would be in the 150s, and then the 3rd century would be in like the 250 back. Is that how it goes if they start counting backwards? It's tough, folks. Timelines, I learned this, and it's but that's how the centuries work. It's always one back, one forward. So it gives a little bit more of the symbolism here. The 4 lions, one hidden from view. Okay, so there's 4 lions, symbolizing power, courage, and confidence, rest on a circular abacus. The abacus is, and that's that right there, I guess is the abacus. The abacus is gridded by 4 smaller animals, guardians of the 4 directions, the lion of the north, the horse of the west, the bull of the south, and the elephant of the east. The abacus rests on a lotus in full bloom, exemplifying the fountainhead of life and creative inspiration. This would be a cool podcast logo, but it could also be offensive. I don't know. The motto.
What connection do we have to this?
What kind of cultural appropriation would we like to have on our podcast? Why don't we just steal the logo of India and say that's really pretty, and I want it to be on my podcast logo? Gorgeous. No, we wouldn't.
What, dreads?
We're smarter than don't.
No, cut that out.
No, you're good. It's fine.
That's always been a thing.
That's great. I won't cut it. It's great though. It makes it sticks with you, huh?
Well, no, much before the first.
Yeah, maybe.
Much before the PEMDAS episode, dude.
Yeah.
I constantly was like, white dreads aren't okay. And then headdresses. Just so much. There's so much. Those are just like the ridiculous things that happen.
We could earn some possible dislikes here. Have you ever heard about the chick that have you ever heard about the chick that wears that wore the Asian dress to prom?
Oh gosh. No. Like she gets stabbed.
She definitely got a lot of hate. Yeah. I don't know how much hate she actually got at the prom.
A traditional like dress. Holy shit.
It's worth
she famous or
yeah, you poured
rich?
a lot of sugar in there.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
No, I think it was just she thought it was a really pretty dress, and it was just cultural appropriation to.
So she was like,
girl wears Asian dress to prom. Yeah. So this was it. Yeah. She was like,
what are you
it's cute.
doing?
It's cute.
It's cute. It's adorable.
Cute, huh? Oh no. This is worse. Okay.
My culture is not your
whatever. I just want the photo. Stop with the ads.
I'm not gonna subscribe.
So she wears that, and then it's just very controversial, apparently.
Big time. What are you doing?
It's
doing.
You know, and then this is the one I was like, oh no, but I get you can't wear the Asian dress and do that. You can do that pose in a non-Asian dress.
What do you think that pose was about to begin with? You know how that's fucking you bend down.
It's a bro. I have a picture like that near the ocean. My dad has one.
My ex loved them, dude.
It's just like what it is, but I don't know what it is.
Look at their 3 fingers and their 2 fingers.
Yeah, this is like some gang signs?
Lock them all up. They're all fucking gang members. Look at this.
Yeah, they're throwing up gang signs.
Look at you. You guys are going to run my hedge fund?
Dude,
no.
hold on. Look at these stairs. Where the fuck is this at?
I know. No, dude, my aunt's wedding.
Is this their house?
It's probably their house. No, I'm joking.
I bet you it is
their house. Well, no, it's
house.
prom. It has to be one of their houses.
I bet you this is one of their houses.
There's one other option.
I've been to a rich girl's house like this.
There's one other option.
What?
I see an exit sign there. That has to be where they did the prom.
Oh, there it is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, where's Wallow? I Spy? Well
You
played.
almost made a quick exit off this topic
Well
too. I caught
played.
that.
I love it. Y'all won't be able. We got it. We're gonna give Zach his props here.
Oh yeah, they won't be able to see the exit sign way back in the distance.
It's right there, folks. It's right there.
That's where you're headed, bud. The fuck
That's
out
not
of
what we
here.
want.
Get the fuck.
Let me look at my
That's
screen.
funny. Look at this kid. How young are? Oh, it's prom. That kid looks 14.
There we go. Oh man, I was hoping I could zoom in. There's the exit sign. You nailed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you ever go to prom or anything like that? No?
I'm sad I didn't set the building on fire while it happened.
Don't say that. You'll inspire arsonists.
Why is that okay? Why does my stomach not hurt saying that? But if I had said shooting, I would have cried.
Right? Is why I think we've been saying I'll set things on fire forever, and
that's
it's
true.
not as
It's so
not as
pure,
common.
right? It's
And
so
you can normally
pure.
escape a fire.
You could. That's the point. I'm just trying to scare you.
It's like it'd be one thing if people were setting fire to people.
Yeah. If
Like,
we're tied
where did
down.
these fires start? Well, at a shoelace.
Someone getting set on fire in like a room full of like.
What if that's
liquids
the
and
next
shit
attack? If someone
by
sets
themselves?
himself on fire, kamikaze fire attack, and starts hugging people.
Oh shit! They were doing that, in not that, but you remember? Did you?
The protesting,
The protesting
with the
Vietnam and China
yeah,
and
when they
stuff?
would set themselves.
Yeah.
That was some
Did you see the picture of the
crazy
general
shit.
with the gun to the guy's head?
No.
That was like the police chief general in that state. And the picture of the
I don't
the
even. I'm not
only-
gonna put it on the screen.
No, don't put it on the screen.
So much,
But the only picture you'll ever see from that
and we
era
can get this
of
on
a
the
guy
screen.
shooting a slave or a criminal, or not a criminal, someone that they had locked up. What would you say? Not convict, because there's convict leasing. I don't want to call him a convict because they just put him in handcuffs and on their knees, you know. But the only picture you'll ever see of a police chief shooting someone on their knees in China from like the 50s and 60s, it was like the police general that did that. Just walked up to the guy, smack. My teacher taught us about
Yeah.
it in high school.
History's so real, you know.
It is,
Like-
because look at what we're living in right now. It's terrifying. We've been involved in the Middle East for 95 years. Off, on, here, there, boo, bah, we caused this, go over there, bunk, bah. I was talking about Jerusalem earlier. Like, that's a very young state. Like, it's just so unsustainable. I understand. Like, we have so much work, such a high place in the world to, like, help. But it's impossible. It's impossible. Especially with our ethics.
Yeah. I'm just looking here. When did America become involved in the Middle East? It says here 1928.
Yeah.
The origin of American economic involvement in the Middle East,
But think
particularly
about
with
Europe.
regards to oil,
When did
dates
Britain become
back
involved
to
in the Middle East? And then when did the United States split off from
Yeah.
Europe? And then when did the United States come back as its own separate entity into Middle East, aside from, or right next to Europe? You know, like when did that full circle come? 239 years?
Wow, it says the U.S. has been at war 222 out of 239
We're not nice
years.
people. We're not. We came in here. We had shit to say. We started it up. We opened up the ring for the crew, and we're still out here. We'll duke you up. Come on down. No, I'm joking.
222 out of 239 years. Says what?
93% of the time.
This morning I discovered an interesting. America's been at war 93%.
Can you imagine
of the
punching
time.
people in the mouth? What they say
Since
90% of the time.
1776, an example, the U.S. has only been at peace for less than 20 years total since its birth. It says freak on metrics. I want to look at another place.
Unbelievable, dude.
.org.
That photo.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here.
Those look like, well, those are American horses.
American horses?
Yeah,
What
those are Celtic horses. Look at this.
Is that American?
Yeah, green flag. Look at his helmet.
I mean, I don't know what an American horse looks like.
Well, I don't mean American, but all these garments, all these colors, like all the gold, that all means stuff. Like, doesn't mean stuff. But these are
Yeah,
Celtic,
but I
like,
just didn't know about the American.
thingamajiggies.
Okay. Well, let's look this up, actually. How long has the U.S. been at war?
Yeah, I see what you mean, American horses.
Yeah.
It's probably European horses.
Long has... the U.S.
17s. What do you mean? War.
Yeah.
World War II, 3.7 years. The big one's so short, holy fuck. It's the quiet wars, though, that are really taking us down, all the income.
War in Afghanistan, 18.6 years. Still going on.
Well,
Vietnam War,
we're going to pull out of
17.4.
Afghanistan and keep private military in there. You're creating a foundation or an infrastructure.
Oh, so it's by
for a
length.
military complex. Through that's why I was bringing up Lockheed Martin, all those people, they fund the private military organizations that actually have the bodies.
So, say that again?
We were talking about like the military complex and what either of us might know about that. It goes as far as human bodies, ex-veterans that are sent out in private military planes, not without United States flags on them, just skills. And that's all these huge companies, Lockheed Martin, the Boeing company. They all are like the hedge fund for those people.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was just doing. I thought I had.
I
had a calculator. That's what I was doing. I was gonna add up the years because it looks much different. I don't have one on my.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you're reading out loud too.
Well,
they'll get you. Not on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
What was that Freakatronics? They'll get us.
6 plus 7. This is stupid. I shouldn't do this. This won't. That's 36 plus 14. What is that? It's 50 plus 13. That's 63. 73. 84. So it looks like we've probably been at war for about 120 years of our life, according to this. According to the other one, I was 93%. That seems loco. I believe we've probably been at war about 1/3.
Can I see that list again?
Yeah. I'll make it bigger. So we have Afghanistan, Vietnam, Moral Rebellion, War in Northwest Pakistan. Like, I guess if you, Iraq War, American Revolutionary War, 8.4 years, Second Seminole War. And then they have World War II is about 4 years,
I'm looking at the small. I didn't know the Red Clouds War, but everything else I know.
What's the Red Clouds War? That's fun. Yeah, where is that? Ooh, let's look it up. This is cool, actually. This is why Wikipedia is great. So Red Clouds War, also referred to as the Bozeman War, the Powder River War, sounds very Native American. Was an armed conflict between the Lakota, North Cheyenne, and North Arapaho on one side of the United States and Wyoming and Montana territories from 1866 to 1868. The war was fought over total, so definitely Native Americans. I've always thought, what if instead of we call it like Native Americans sounds like something, what if we call them the first Americans? Who do you think would ever back that up? Because I think it's kind of legit and pays a little more respect.
I think they like Americans.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there's.
I've heard a lot about people liking to be referred to as Americans. Just, I'm American too.
Well, yeah, but some if those that want to be called Native Americans, I guess it'd be interesting to ask them. What do you feel about the name First Americans? You were the first ones. You were the first Americans.
Come on.
We're just all. Thank you, I think if you say it, we had a really interesting discussion in my class about the term Buffalo Soldier.
Oh God.
No, it's not. Oh God. It's Native Americans called black soldiers Buffalo Soldiers after buffalo because the buffalo was a symbol of bravery and strength, and that's what they called them after. It was this bravery and this strength, and some soldiers took it to offense. Some soldiers were very proud of it. It's very interesting. Wow. But I mean, most were it came from a term of respect and endearment from the Native American side. It was this idea of bravery, but it is still it's interesting, what names some people take pride in, and what names some people wish never even existed or changed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like how much people like want to say they're just Americans, you know? And that's normally like I've seen a lot more white people argue that in a way. They're like, let's forget our history, man. Why can't we all just be one big race? Like I've heard that in some Sonoma State classes,
For sure.
you know, and it's
For sure.
and
That's bullshit.
it's just
That's terrible.
it's tough to hear, you
That's
know.
terrible.
Like I
agree with
like
that
I
at all.
do. You can see where they're coming from. Like I'm not.
Well, yeah, this is too much of a topic. We're not getting anywhere. We need equality. We need equity.
Yeah, they're tired of the conversation.
Line of source.
Mhm.
I get it, but at the same time, like we already do.
It's a
that.
cheap way to think.
It's already what we're doing.
Mhm.
We already are very successful at that.
Yes.
We don't need any more of
Assimilating.
that.
Yeah.
Assimilating, whitewashing,
Yeah.
rewriting history, victor squatting, like just so much.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism and like monopolization of like thought. Yes, we have freedom of thought, but when you flood the information source with what you want them to read, you have to work really hard to find actual information.
Interesting. The Native Americans supposedly won this war. It says the war was fought over the control of western Powder River country in the present north central Wyoming. We'll see if we zoom in. If maybe I don't think they're going to be able to read anything, but whatever. The grassland rich in buffalo was traditionally Crow Indian land, but the Lakota had recently taken control. The Crow tribe had held the treaty. All those treaty things are so just insane. The Crow tribe held the treaty to the disputed area according to the major agreement reached at Fort Laramie in 1851. All involved in Red Cloud's War were parties in that treaty. So I'm just seeing.
Damn, dude, European Americans. 1863.
Oh, here you go. The United States named the war after Red Cloud, a prominent Oglala Lakota chief allied with the Cheyenne and the Arapaho. The United States Army had built forts in response to attacks on civilian travelers, using a treaty right to establish roads, military, and other posts. Isn't that... I'll keep reading. All three forts were located in 1851 Crow Indian Territory and accepted by these Indians. The Crow believed they guarded their interests best by cooperating with the U.S. Army. I would agree they probably were guarding their best interests by cooperating with the U.S. Army. Otherwise, they're dead. Like look at this. In the treaty it says the U.S. Army can establish roads, military, and other posts. There's nothing like a good other. There's nothing like and whatever else we may need.
Yeah, if you need a prison, we'll put it up.
Yeah, don't
you
worry.
Need to be locked up, we'll put it up.
Oh, you need a school? Oh, we got your school. You need a church? Oh, we'll put your church. Don't worry.
Yeah.
God. We have some stats here a little bit. It goes on to say, Red Cloud's war consisted mostly of constant small-scale Indian raids and attacks on the soldiers and civilians at the three forts in the Powder River country, wearing down those garrisons. And a garrison is just a small army unit, which I had to look up a while back in history.
Okay. I knew that from movies, that's all.
The largest action of the war, the Fetterman fight, with 81 men killed on the U.S. side, was the worst military defeat suffered by the U.S. on the Great Plains until the Battle of the Little Bighorn. I've heard of that. And the Crow Indian Reservation 10 years later. There's one more sentence. The most dramatic battles between the Army and the Dakota in 1860s, 1870s were on the lands of those Indians had taken from other tribes since 1851.
I think Colonel Custer died at Mount Bighorn.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really famous battle. But so this is like the second famous one. Red Cloud's War apparently is their second biggest win.
Lakota.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lakota.
Yeah. Lakota.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's fun to learn. It's sad to think about everything after. It's unimaginable.
No, it is.
And I don't know. You know, like I can't. My brain has a weird time even trying to get there.
Because we can't, yeah. we can't even, like, as a history major, like, it's so
It's one of those things where you can
far
only
reach.
read so much, you know, and you can only tell this. It's passed down stories would probably be my number one recommendation if you could ever hear just a pass. And that's an interesting topic that I feel like a lot of people undervalue is the power of storytelling and this idea of passing down like stories and lessons and through like spoken word and oral tradition and the idea that you actually need to pass it on in order for it to survive and keep it there is something that I think is extremely undervalued in their current Western tradition.
Yeah.
Because we value so much like the book. Ever since the book came out, we were just like, this is the best shit since sliced bread. And like, I don't even know when that came out, but like it's one of those things that we just glorify because we think it's progress. And there are strong arguments to be made, and I don't know them currently off the top of my head, about why something should remain an oral tradition and not be converted into text or into this. And because they can remember these stories. Like, we just don't push our limits as far as being able to storytell and remember these lessons and morals. But if you were told a story ever since you were 5, and you were told that story every single month or every holiday or every whatever moon cycle, whatever it is, and that was engraved in you, and then you pass it on to your kids and you're hearing it and telling it, it's like it's in you, like you, it's like becomes you and your spirit, and now it's like you're not just telling the story, you're actually living it. And it's so much like there's a power to that. I just find so incredible that, again, I just think we push away and say, nah, books, man.
Well, it's awful. The fucking shuttle train of knowledge that is like college institutions. It just seems so daunting to enter, and then you get there and maybe you didn't go to the JC. Like, do you feel like you got a lot of your education at the JC?
I got 50-50.
50-50.
Oh yeah, I mean, both were so impactful.
Yeah, it's
like if
I think with oral what's that?
I was just gonna say, if you are really passionate about your subject or what your focus of study in your college, and you're there to actually learn, holy fuck, it can be transforming. Like, I want to say this because I do have like a fear that college is getting a worse and worse rep, and I get the cost aspect of it. But I'm going to focus on a perfect world here, I guess, and just say, like, if you do have the ability to go and it is within your means, and you do think it is a way to push you forward in life, like that's something you believe you should do, like I would encourage you to take that step, at least the junior college step.
Yeah.
Because you're worth it. You're like
well, even if you don't think that it's worth it and you have the ability, take it.
Well, I'd say you're worth it. Like you're
That's
worth investing in yourself is what I absolutely.
Yeah.
I just see too many, especially the junior college. So many people don't even think it's really college. And it's like, it's so college. And those professors are so passionate, and they aren't going anywhere. They aren't, like, they love their job so much. Like, it's so much more different than the 4-year. Like, my junior college experience, the teachers were just different. You could tell they were there for, like, the subject. And they were professing. Yes, this is the difference. At Sonoma State, they were teachers. Like, for the most part, they were teaching you history. And some professors wouldn't teach you, they would just profess their knowledge. But for the most part, it was interactive and they'd teach you. At the junior college, it was just this, I have a lot of fucking knowledge, take it. Okay. And that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, that was just like, here's like crazy ideas, here's different perspectives, here's this guy's perspective. He's like, I've read all this. Let me tell you about this stuff I've learned about. Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like a really interesting, like, just professing of knowledge. As opposed to the 4-year was this experience of interactive more. Like, they were working with me more. I could definitely feel that. Okay. If I were to try and differentiate the two.
And did you I'm sure after being with professors, that was also refreshing.
What do you mean?
Having interaction instead of anecdotal situations
Yes.
where it was kind of
Like,
Socratic.
yeah, that much more the discussions.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, because I went from big auditoriums to, like, it was weird. My community college was the big auditoriums. And my 4-year Sonoma State was, like, the smaller classrooms.
Oh.
So, like, those were discussion-based and, like, major-based. And, like, we were all history majors. And, like, about 50% of us wanted to be teachers, if not more. But the junior college was just, like, big auditoriums and then just professing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
And you can
I'll
sit
get to
on
the
those,
JC
too.
soon.
Yeah.
Sit in on them?
Yes,
Whoa.
you can. They would never know. They would never stop you. They couldn't. There was no way if I was at that, anyone could have come to that class.
Which JC? The Sacramento?
And you get any of them. Trust me,
Wow.
if you find like the auditoriums and you just look up class schedules and shit, you just sit in. You could easily we could go do that. I would love to. We'll go
I'd
to the
love
next
to.
when the schools open again.
I
would love to sneak into a JC class with you.
I'd love to.
And just we can find all sorts of cool history ones.
Fuck yeah.
Like it just
dude.
needs to be big enough so
We'll
it's not like a
bring
little
bags
classroom.
and books,
Yeah.
or notebooks and shit. Dude,
They would have no
it'd be
idea.
The time of a lifetime.
Yep.
It'd be so cool. That's so dope.
Trust me, college can be free if you work it.
Yeah, I was just like, all right.
College can be
Go get
free.
me a little more education.
Just don't put your name on any forms
Mhm.
and just go.
Yeah.
And trust me, very rarely will a professor call a security guard to kick you out. They're like, "Oh, you're here to learn. I don't make any more or less money if you're in this class. As long as you're not causing a disruption, they would probably love for you to be in here.
Yeah.
They don't know.
I always knew I'd do that when I got into college, when I got to that place in my life.
Sorry, colleges. I'm not though. Fuck the system.
But I never thought about doing that before. Because the JC, the Petaluma JC, is so close.
Yeah, I'm gonna balance out this coffee right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a little mellowed.
Yeah, I got my early get up, dude. Hopefully we stay at this house. Like, hopefully that works.
I don't see no reason why not. But
Well, the land management's getting kind of weird. But regardless, what I was gonna say is I'm pumped that we're so close to this community center. Once this opens up,
There's
don't
a
they
gym
have
in
like?
there.
So they have the gym. They have jujitsu. I heard.
Brazilian boxing.
Yeah, well that too. I don't know. I bet you they do all sorts of shit.
Okay,
I don't really
I know about the Brazilian
Okay.
kickboxing they have in there.
That's so fucking cool. And then they also have something called Toastmasters. Have you ever heard of that?
No, you
It's-
got your toes.
No, Toast.
Okay.
It's a professional talking group. So it's a group that kind of puts you in a situation to practice leadership skills and management skills and how to
Whoa.
publicly speak and not say things like and like in your talk.
Whoa.
And some you pay for, but some are free, and they have it here. And I've been
Wow.
told about it, and I heard it's amazing. Like
That's
it helps
fucking
people
cool.
so much.
Why
And
are you doing that? How is it even? Watch, I'm gonna turn it down again. It's gonna turn on.
I'm so glad. I was like, I don't think I brought my ganj, and then I did bring my
Oh, it's
ganj.
been over here for a couple days.
Shout out to my weed dealer wanted me to shout him out. So
Yeah?
Jack, I appreciate all the weed. It's very kind of
It's
you.
fucking dank good.
It
sir.
is dang. Absolutely
Jesus.
is. Jesus Christ. I feel like I got baptized when I hit that shit. I said a yes.
Yes, sir.
I can walk again. That's how weed sometimes is. You take a hit and all of a sudden you can walk or never walk
Bro.
again.
Bro,
Do you when
with all the walking I'm doing,
when I first started smoking weed, my friend would always make this joke. Shout out to TJ. He would whenever someone would get really stoned, he'd be like, "Dude, you can't look up and to the left. Dude, can you look up to the left?" And like you would just like get all you're like, "Yeah," and then they're like, "You're doing it," and then they're like, "Wait, what? No!" They're like, "Dude, I can get you to do whatever I want." And they're like, "See, you're gonna look up and to the left." And like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Dude, you can't." And you're like, "Wait, what? Fuck it!" And it's stupid and annoying.
That's so funny,
but he would
but
just
so
fuck
annoying.
with your head so much when you were really high.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to good friends who fuck with you, aren't afraid of it.
Never. we were fighters. Me and my friend group. We would box in the backyard a lot.
Oh my god! I have friends. I've never did that. What was that like?
It was so
Get
much
into
fun.
the street fights.
It was so much fun, man.
You knock anyone out?
It was an apartment complex. But
yeah, paint the picture.
my apartment specifically was on this corner unit where they had to do like a foundation wall for like the landscaping they did on the other side of it. So it was this big stone wall, just like that, a little shorter.
Stone wall, Jackson.
It was high enough to where if I'm on the floor in my backyard, I could grab the top of it and like hop the fence.
Okay, yeah.
Or the wall. But it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
That wall's huge.
Yeah.
But we would say, so that created this like very nice visibility block to where we could smoke back there all day, parties unless we were allowed. People could be in the backyard. We boxed back there. It was our kick it spot, hardcore. That's why I'm so comfortable being in. Like, I'll go in the house for my stuff, but if I have nothing to do, why would I go in my room? Like,
I try not to stay in my room.
Sense.
Yeah.
Maybe the living room, but it just makes
I like the
no
living room.
sense. The living room's really nice.
Yeah.
I love it. But I find that I'll just be, oh yeah, I'll go inside, and then I'm like, oh, do.
All right,
Take my
so
mugs. I smoke tobacco too, so
Yeah.
once in a while it's nice to take a mug.
so you got this wall, and you got
Oh
me
yeah.
and your buddies.
So it created privacy, and we were boxing all the time, and I had probably a good 5 other buddies that would box all the time, and be at my house like every day. Shout out to Julian,
Yes.
Joey, Zion, Aiden, Andre, Emilio, and those are the boys.
I had one out, pulled one out.
I know.
No, I'm joking.
Little flick through.
Little flick.
I doubt any of them watch it because I'm not in touch with any of them except for Joey.
Okay.
And Julian maybe if I wanted to get, or I guess now I could get a hold of him. He started posting. He'll disappear for amounts of time at a time, which is for people. You need that. People need that.
Do you need an ashtray?
No, I'm just tweaking with it while I'm smoking
Okay.
it. No. Oh yeah, I guess I should move it to a place I'm using it. I wasn't using it. It was fun. We would no knockouts.
That's good. You
No
kept
kicking.
it friendly.
No smashing faces on walls or anything. But we went all out. It was fun.
Fuck yeah.
It was fun.
I recently just got my brother and his girlfriend's for his birthday soccer boppers.
Oh, those are dope.
They're little inflatable fucking gloves, and me and him used to go hard with these fucking things. Like, especially when we were kids, we would get in the biggest fights. We'd start with these things. Our parents. This is back in the day when toys used to induce fighting. You know? You okay? Yeah. And need some water?
No, I got my coffee. I inhaled a piece of weed.
Scooby snacks. Do. But yeah, me and him would duke it out, and it was his birthday, and I was just, for some reason, it popped in my head. Like, I've been really kind of going back to my childhood a lot lately. Like, it is. Like, I've just been kind of embracing these childhood thoughts and feeling so much more than I normally do, and I'm remembering things and having nostalgia about things. Like, the other day I went in my childhood room and found these 2 stuffed animal cheetahs, and I used to fucking love cheetahs as a kid. Like, I had a cheetah shrine.
Really?
As a kid, yes. There's a whole poster of cutout cheetahs and 2 stuffed animal cheetahs right next to it. Like, I love that shit.
Wow.
But it's just like this connection to my childhood that shrooms is for sure kind of reaching this certain point, like you're saying. But I can't describe it. Probably not like that for everyone. But, I forget where I was going with that. But it's all good. It's off track after hours.
No, I'm talking about cheetahs. Cheetahs, baby. Fucking cheetahs, dude.
Insane animals.
Fucking
Are they? They're the fastest animal on the planet, right?
Yeah, but for a short distance.
Yeah.
I think
it's like how.
I think a coyote would fuck up. A group of coyotes will fuck up a cheetah.
Well,
a group of hyenas will fuck up a cheetah.
I feel like a cheetah's
I think there's a
kind of
ridiculous.
super
An
bitch.
antelope will outrun a cheetah for a mile.
Yeah, a mile.
Yeah.
I don't know how long a cheetah. Let's look up how long can a cheetah keep its top
going,
speed.
Man. An ostrich outrun a cheetah for longer.
Yeah, that's true. How long?
An emu
but that's
the
cheetah just needs to catch it in the initial spray. It's a predator.
It's true. I
it
mean,
just needs to catch it first.
An emu and an ostrich will fuck you
Cheetah
up,
run.
but everything else they're getting taken.
A cheetah can run 20 to 30
but the
seconds.
thing is, he needs to catch it for a second. That emu gives him a break.
All right,
He's
this is
gone.
impressive. How fast can a cheetah go from 0 to 60?
Oh damn!
What's
I bet
your
it's
guess?
like 2 seconds tops.
3.4,
Ooh.
but still really good.
Ooh, they're
They
quick.
can reach a top speed of 60 to 70 miles per hour depending on the size, but they can only run for 20 to 30 seconds.
I can outrun a cheetah. No, I'm joking.
So that's 60.
crazy.
That's 70 miles per hour for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
How
70
far
miles
is
per
that?
3 seconds. 300
Uh,
kilometers or something.
so if it's 30 seconds, let's say that, right? Let's do some fun math here. So if it's 70 miles per hour at 30 seconds, right? So we need to do
There's 60.
so 70 divided by 60 or 60 divided by 70. Like I want to find out a minute. Know what I mean? If I want to figure out a minute.
You have to solve for x.
Yeah. What's x?
XY equals B.
So you have to do a comparison. You have to do if it can go 70 miles per hour, then you have to.
For 30 seconds.
So
That seems, but if we can get a minute, we just half it. So if it runs 70 miles per hour, then that means
you
it.
have to convert the hour to
So
minutes.
yeah, so 60. So
When do we
divide
divide 70 by 60?
1. Yeah, 70 divided by 60, right?
Because you would go
Divided by
look at
2.
an hour divided by its minutes.
It would be
We're talking to our roommate.
the cross. I would do the cross thing.
Divided by. I think you're making it too complicated. We'll
I can't
see, though.
do that. I went
Equals
around long division.
1 mile
I don't know why.
divided by-
Oh, you mean the two
So-
fractions?
In
Yeah,
my
okay.
head, in 30
cross.
seconds, the
Gotcha.
cheetah can
Yeah.
run 0.6 miles.
That's XY equals B.
That sounds right.
So it can run 0.6 miles
Holy shit!
in 30 seconds.
Holy shit!
Wait, holy shit!
Holy shit!
My brain didn't
That thing's
comprehend that.
flying.
0.6
That thing's
miles
flying.
in 30
I
seconds.
hope it
but
doesn't reach a pond. It's gonna go right on over it.
holy fuck, you wouldn't even be able to react.
Mm-mm.
There would be no... Have you seen the gazelle that dodges it, though? There is a gazelle that
That's
does
what
a
I'm
little
saying. They put on
and
the
dodges
brakes,
it. Yeah.
dude. Gazelles,
They say, oh, you showed me
ostriches,
that
they're
video.
fast.
Yeah, they say, skirt.
They're fast.
Yeah, that's crazy. But only
Um,
30 seconds. God, where's your endurance, cheetah? That's how
I
we used to
know.
hunt. Do you know how we used to hunt back in the day? We used to
Running.
wear out animals. That's the one thing humans used to do. Is when we had like
I haven't
spears
heard about that
and
before,
shit
but I should
and
connect
like
to the points,
rocks,
'cause I know
all
that
we would
there's-
do.
in Africa and in India, and
hmm
they do that still.
Yeah.
They run.
What we
That's
would
how they
do
run. They
is we would
run.
just stalk the animal for sometimes days
Mhm.
until it would get tired, and then it finally just stops.
Gosh.
And it falls over and you kill it. And that's how, because most animals don't sweat. And so they can't cool.
Fuck.
So they don't
And
have
they're
that same. So
terrified. Can you imagine? Holy shit.
well, it's instinctual, I think, for them to be
It's
hunted.
Crazy.
But
Yeah. Well, not a.
not at that slow pace.
Well, imagine the predators that they might be hunting.
That's
Yeah, we
true.
wouldn't be
Like
used
if
to
they
it.
fought
A
and
herd
got a
hunting
cheetah.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Well,
be
that'd
pretty
be
cool.
fucking.
Because they know of humans.
Kudos to the balls on that fucking guy.
Fuck yeah.
God, imagine being a hunter. Would you rather be a hunter or gatherer? How much is?
Hunter.
Yeah, I think I'd be a gatherer, like a motherfucker.
In my heart, I'm a gatherer, but I know that I have.
I would step up
I
if,
think,
if it
yeah.
needed to.
I think I've found my gathering
hunter would
heart
be
in the
cool.
comfort of the society I live in, for sure. But I also feel in that I've escaped my want to like take classes, martial arts, to to utilize myself that way. I've kind of ignored other than like what I've done in the past a little bit, and that's like the comforts of society. Me not taking those too well.
To be honest, I'm looking at the screen. You're kind of dark. It doesn't.
Oh, I'd
It's
have
up
my-
to you. If you just put a little bit of light on you, it'll probably do it some justice. Even if it's to the side of you, it might work if you're not using it. But I just wanted to let you know.
I was watching an interesting video, and like this
Yeah.
hunter in a small village, really small village on like a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
His wife died, and his like village on all the hunters didn't. He was like the chief. They didn't let him hunt for a whole year, and that's like in their culture. A mourning
Because he had to
period of a year.
grieve or something.
Yeah, it's a grieving period.
So they just take out their best hunter? Oh,
Right.
That sounds like some
Right.
real, like, fuck. Okay,
Right.
fine. They're like, at some point, they're like,
he
dude.
just sits with all the
he's like,
kids
come
and
on,
women
coach, put
for
me
a
in.
year. Right? No, yeah.
He's like, come on, I'm ready.
And that's
no.
what he looked okay. He was like, I mean, imagine though your wife.
After a year, though, you're not allowed. You know how much easier it'd be to grieve if you could do your job
Yeah.
instead of
But
sitting?
what if he died?
Then he died.
Yeah, but that's.
So he had to stay with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. So he has to be the maternal.
He's now.
I'm sorry. I thought you had to just stay at the village because I'm thinking got it.
Whatever the kids and wives did during the day, and I'm sure some wives were gatherers and hunters as well. I didn't watch too much, but yeah. And what I watched, he was put to chores. But that's good. It's like it's a circulation of energy in a society, and that's natural. I think like us not having that idea of giving moms time off work and giving grieving periods, it's this form of invincibility. Like we don't need it, and that's just not fucking true. Hola.
Hola. Yeah, what's up?
I'm looking for maybe some place where I left one of my iPhone chargers with a black base plugged in. Or if there is a
I
square.
did see one out here. You can until we can look for it. You can borrow mine.
Okay, your square. I have a cord.
Yeah, we got squares out there, and I'll find that. Black
I do
one,
not
sure.
have any squares anywhere. Thank you.
Square.
Fucking square.
Alright, so I'm gonna DJ a tiny bit.
Okay.
Let me know if you can hear it or if it interrupts or anything.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I will totally turn it down and put it in my headphones.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at that roommate communication. It's beautiful.
One
The
love.
circle of life.
One love, people.
That's what you were talking about, right? The circle. Life is. Have you ever seen
Oh yeah.
Life is
Oh
like a
man, what
circle.
a fucking thing for me to get into. I love that idea. And I heard something recent. Like I don't know if it was you that mentioned it, but no, it had to have been a video after the day because it connected. Like it's a common philosophy of life is energy circles and timeline.
Equilibriums. Is that worth bringing up?
Maybe I don't know oh yeah, what do you mean? I thought you were saying yeah.
Like this idea of a balance in a way. Like that when I think of a circle, I often equate that with some form of balance or some form of like
absolutely
like it keeps going, and that often to me brings up this idea of an equilibrium, a balance, things working each other out. You know, this yin and this yang, this destruction and rebirth in a way. You know, and so that's like when I think of like any kind of circular process, like even recycling or like this circle of life or decomposition or fungus, everything's being and death and life. And the plant's poking me. I got freaking creeped out. I was like, what is this? But yeah, that's kind of what that's where I was going whenever you say circle. It's kind of
I agree because
if
you didn't practice balance, if you didn't use that, then where's your path headed? And you've now like moved this circle into a square or an oval or some sort of other shape. And now the world's full of these weird fucking things.
And when you have corners, you're no longer in momentum, and you have to restart every single time. You have to get yourself going every single time. Absolutely.
Yeah, the wheel's not a square. Yeah, can't take force, can't take friction.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about when your car breaks down, you can just push it. Because the wheels are still
the
meant
best
to
possible
move.
Product, I guess you could say. It can still move.
I mean, what? I really do feel like pedal power could work in cars.
I think so.
If you figured out enough leverage type systems, like if you did pedal power with arm power, like if that was, you know what I mean?
A passenger running the engine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and then one person steering and braking.
Wow.
And maybe you could store up in one way or another some energy so you could do it in your garage. And it's, you know.
Thinking of like the mechanics of an engine right now.
I don't know much. I'm pretty ignorant.
I don't know everything.
But I'm a dreamer. And I'm not the only one. It makes me think of Steve Carell. He says that in the movie. I don't want to get too sidetracked. I don't want to get too off track. Don't want to use a random stock name. Can't just say sidetracked. It's not official.
Fucking sidetracked.
Do we have a place we want to take this?
I don't have anything on my computer.
I was a random. You want a random cool piece of history?
Yeah.
Do you know the Lincoln Memorial? This is like some national treasure shit.
Washington?
Yeah.
Not much. No.
Okay, well I'm pulling it up. There's a lot of cool things about it, but okay, well, it's not a real photo, but it gets my point across the best, which is interesting. Let me pull this up. Open image in new tab. Boom, no. Yes. Okay, you see this right here? Okay, can I have the HDMI? Sorry, I thought I was connected. Sorry, folks. You're seeing a whole lot of nothing. Here we go. Alright, this is something I learned in Roman history. So you see this right here? This like a little straw bale thing?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So this is actually a really interesting piece of symbolism. This was used in Roman times as a way to symbolize that you could like kill someone. Like that you had some kind of higher power. And I'm gonna look it up because I don't remember the real history. But we as a class saw this and like kind of discovered it. Not really discovered it, but we had our own little self-discovery. I'm gonna say like Roman. I want to say like gasket. I don't know why that's in my head. Gasquet. I'm so funny. Let's go to images maybe. No, that's not what we want. I'm gonna say,
right?
yeah. What is on the armchair of the
What about wax?
Lincoln Memorial?
That's it.
Here we go. But we want. Oh, there we go. Fasces or something like this. A secret symbol.
There's another one. Holy shit.
What?
Go back a page.
Okay.
There's a whole nother statue with it.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is super interesting. Let me show you the. No.
This is all that.
I needed to go to all.
Sounds like what you're talking about too. His frock coat.
So what is on the armchair? Oh no, I need to go back. Sorry, we want the fasces or whatever it's called. And then we go to all. I'm gonna.
It's
type
all
in
actually silent. You just
FACES.
That's the word.
What is it?
FAUCETS? No, that's faucet.
Yeah. FASCES. FAS. I'm just gonna do it right here. FASCES. There it is. Cool. So here it is. This is what the OG is, and this is on the Lincoln Memorial. And so let's get the history. Yeah. And so let's go all. So is a bundle of rods with a projecting axe blade carried by a lictor in ancient Rome as a symbol of magistrate's power and used as an emblem of authority in fascist Italy.
Wow.
This authority said he could kill.
In fascist Italy?
Yes. Yes.
What?
And it's on our fucking Lincoln Memorial.
What?
Yes. So what is in ancient times, fasces were a Roman symbol for power and authority, a bundle of wooden rods and an axe bound together by leather thongs. Fasces represented that a man held imperium or executive authority, a secret symbol of the Lincoln Memorial.
Jesus Christ. Mussolini, Joseph Stalin, fucking Hitler, Vladimir Lenin, like all of those people are connected with this fascist Italy emblem. Or like the era of fascist Italy.
Uh-huh.
Those are all very connected to I mean, all these communists, social
Yeah.
communists, fascists.
So the structure itself
World War
echoes.
II.
Hold up. I don't know.
What
It's
an
I'm
amazing piece of history. That's
trying
really
to
cool.
look. Yeah, I thought it's super
To see
interesting.
those in upcoming life, like following through a museum or anything. And you see
Yeah,
it there.
and here it is on
Okay.
here. But yeah, they
There's
were
the axe
used.
in that one too. It looks like maybe.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Boom. That's incredible. It's tough to really
See,
pick
this-
it out without doing it. It says right here, the facades indicate the power and authority of the state over the citizens, commanding respect. But there's a twist. A bald eagle's head sits atop the axe, an American touch and an ancient Roman symbol. Adding to the Americanness, there are 13 rods shown in the facades,
Wow.
suggesting the 13 original states or colonies that achieved independence from Britain in the Revolutionary War, like we were talking about earlier, circling all the way back around and formed the United States, seen as these symbols of the states, and the American motto E pluribus unum, or out of many one, which is on our dollar bills, as we all know. The rod bound together suggests the union of the states and their bond by the Constitution. Each state is weaker individually, but together they are stronger. This concept is so important that it is presented long before the visitors reach the building itself and see the representation of the savior of the Union. Alright, they say it's not about the fascists. They say no.
No, it's just a symbol.
Just a symbol, bro.
Just a symbol.
We're not saying that we have ultimate rule over everyone and you can't have guns.
I bet Mussolini
We're just
said the same
saying that
shit.
you don't need guns and we can hold them for you.
Yeah,
And just this, it's okay.
yeah.
Uh,
Get him out of here. Guns, schmuns. It's crazy.
so funny. Yeah, it is crazy. I almost just knocked over my bong. That would have been even crazier. Nothing sadder than a bong funeral.
Oh no.
I've had one too many. I've had about, I think 3. I've had 3.
I've had literally one too many. I've broken one bong, and it was the last bong I broke. The only bong I really regret breaking.
Well,
My
look at
aunt
you actually
was
learning your lesson.
Gosh.
I was in my...
No, I didn't learn no lesson. It was just the only bong that I actually had like a connection to. And it was the last bong I broke, so it's a nice joke. I literally broke one bong too many. If I didn't break that one, when I had bought another one, I would have been happy.
It's true.
But I broke one too many.
Was it a nice one?
Fuck yeah.
But
It was
that
an old one. It's
is-
nice.
I'm happy that
This is
exists,
as much
though.
as I could do
Would
to
you
make
have
up
that
for
if
it.
you didn't break your other one?
I probably would have seen it and buy it. No, I'll say no.
Well, then I'm going to say I'm a little bit appreciative
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
that is here in
Yeah.
my presence, and I'm sorry that it took one sacrifice, but from death came a birth.
Yeah, it was my
Just-
aunt's bong though.
Oh,
It was old. It
well,
was ceramic.
now I feel like a real asshole.
Now it's fine.
All stinky and pink. Hairy. Okay, I'm done. Ah! It's after hours, folks. You can't handle it.
Let's
Go
talk
to
about
bed.
dick roots. What's up with that?
Joe Rogan's obsessed with them. Let's talk about roots in general. Our garden is fucking thriving.
Sprouting.
I've never had a garden in my life. I've never seen a garden. I've
Yeah,
never
look at you.
experienced a garden.
We're gonna have to start putting you to work back there.
Yeah, I'm ready to put
I'm
some
joking.
dirt on my face.
I'm joking.
I'm ready to.
I know
I'm
some
ready
more
to do
paint
some
marks.
laundry. I'm ready to do some fucking laundry. There's like in baseball.
Alright, ladybugs.
Yeah. Here we go, roly polies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Roly
Yeah.
polies.
It's like a Sylvester Stallone. I don't know, man. Nah, it's so bad.
No, I don't know.
Sorry,
Yeah, I agree
Sylvester.
I am loving Brian Callen
Oh,
and Chris
talk
D'Elia,
about it. I
dude.
need to get
I
in
am
there.
loving it. It is so funny. This duo, bro, it's so funny. And the more I find out, like, I watch him and Brian Callen would be like, you know what's funny? This guy used to open for me. And I guess that, like, he's like his, like, mentor in comedy. And he just,
What's his podcast?
Brian Callen's,
It's like Champion
Fighter
the
and
Kid,
the Kid.
right? Fighter the Kid. Yeah, we can't hear you.
no, we can't hear it.
Can you do that?
I got glasses
Nice.
on, but yeah.
You do it, folks. Yeah, I used to not be able to do it.
I was walking through a waterfall today, and I was so.
Can you
or
do
a
this?
river thing, I was so afraid of losing my. No, I don't want to do that.
You can't make the double wiener.
Oh wait, in the middle.
I'll do it again. Yeah, so it's here, and then you just gotta turn the right way. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Other way. Just other way.
I'm good.
No, you just gotta go here. You're just turning this way. You just need to turn that way. Turn knuckles in. Both your knuckles go in.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. That's it. Right there. Yeah! That way when you have a little cousin, just any kind of, especially a little boy.
You do it in your eyeball?
You can make any little boy. Oh, you're so creative, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, I work with kids, bro. That's what I try to do with my. Yeah, that's fun. That's what I was thinking. It looks like a fucking a monster, but then I was like, it also looks like I got a dick down my throat.
Like
The
Resident
kid
Evil.
would be like, ah! Yeah, like, ah, fuck, what?
Resident Evil. That's all it makes me think of. Like the...
Dude, Resident Evil was
Oh, it's so funny.
one of the last true, all of the scary movies I watched. And it's so sad because I know it's not even for people that watch scary movies, they're like, that's not a scary movie, that's a classic. I'm like, that shit is my limit.
Is
Go
it?
up there.
I don't get scared.
That's
I love
Resident
that
Evil, Hills with Eyes, all that weird shit with little
I've
kids.
never seen Hills with Eyes.
Hills with Eyes, I think.
I want to, though.
Oh, Silent Hill, maybe. Is what I'm
Never
thinking
seen
of.
that either. That's
It's
a
like
video game, right?
It's like a
Or is that
mom and a
movie?
daughter. They did a video game of this.
Okay.
But it's like this weird town where the daughter is just roaming through this town and there's monsters and shit and you're just like, holy shit. And I was a kid, so I'm like, holy shit.
What's
it
the
was
first
Nevada.
movie that you had to ever not watch?
Oh, my
what's the first
parents
one?
being
No,
like,
what's the first
"Outta
one you
here."
turned off because you were too scared?
Oh shit.
I have one.
Fucking bro, Rob Zombie. Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's a crazy
I was
director,
so
dude.
young when I saw House of a Thousand Corpses.
I've never seen it,
I
but
was
I know
so
he's
young.
crazy.
Ugh. I was like
Rob
7.
Zombie's insane, folks.
Holy shit.
I
dude.
recently watched
It
half of one of
doesn't
his movies.
stop. It's the first movie that I rewatched, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't watch this because it truly crushes
I need to watch it.
everything.
I love
You
that.
should
shit.
watch it.
I need to.
It's crazy.
It's House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah! It sounds like the best
Yeah.
death metal song name ever.
Bro, it's crazy.
House
And that's it. He does music too.
of a Thousand Corpses.
1,000. Yeah, let's see how many. There's a few of them, man.
Yeah, well, he had a podcast with Joe Rogan,
Oh, is that right?
and
I'll watch it.
he talked about how he had this unlimited freedom, but more than that, he had unlimited budget. He said literally
Wow.
he couldn't believe how much money and freedom he had to do whatever he wanted.
And that's what the thing with scary movies to me, that amazes me because every time I watch scary movies, I feel like what they're doing is trading actual production cost value
Mhm.
for emotional value and shock factor. I was always like, that scene cost less than what they could have done.
Yeah.
So if that's not true, every reason I don't like scary movies is almost muted immediately.
Yeah. I'm just on the topic of scary movies. My good friend was the producer of a movie called Apparition, about a phone that has a ghost in it or some shit. Hold on, it's not as cheesy as I make it sound. It's actually I'm looking at it right now. Apparition. Here it is. Yeah. Came out in 2019. Look at this shit. They filmed it in a legit boys. It was a boys correctional behavior center, and it was about the ghosts of the people there, and they filmed it inside the actual place, and it's so legit. I don't know if we could play the trailer or not or anything like that, but maybe we can do. Yeah, I don't know what we could play or not, but fuck it. Can we? We're just gonna test some limits. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll just see what happens, and if we need to edit, we'll edit. But here is the trailer for it. Yeah, Preston Reform School. Hold on. Can you turn up the volume? Big shout out to Sally Forcier, Miranda Forcier. Love y'all. Mike. I'll have to timestamp this or something. I don't have my sticky notepad. Is it up? Cool. Can go a little higher. So she produced this.
This is the perfect tester. This is so blatant. Well,
it's like we're talking about it. We're talking about it. Yeah.
We'll talk about it after. Well, the viewers. We'll talk about it after. All these. That's a really famous dude.
Yeah. It's like legit.
My wife and I, my youngest Sam, very happy you could join us from near and far, to Skylar and Derek, and the future.
So, Sam, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you working on now?
It's a thing called apparition. It
There you go.
allows us to connect the living with the dead.
It's like an app. Okay, so it's an app that connects
what's
living
the
with
worst that
dead.
happened?
Interesting. That's a cool schmig.
I love scary movies. I've never seen this. I feel guilty.
I've watched a few amazing scary movies that I really love.
I would love some suggestions. But fuck yeah.
Yep. It's dark, can't see shit, because I don't want to blast my light.
Your connection is upon us.
Oh fuck. I don't even know if we've seen this. I'm guilty, man. A lot of screaming, man.
You see nothing. You hear nothing. You are nothing. You understand?
Bum, 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 bum. Apparition.
APP. I'd love to watch
I want to see if I can see her name in it. Is there Sally Forcier? Sally Forcier!
Whoa.
Right there she is! Sally Forcier! That's so fucking cool! Yeah.
She's 4 names after James Holliday. Isn't that they? Oh, Jason.
Yeah, co-produced by Sally Forcier.
Wow.
Yep. So amazing. If anything, we'll just leave this. Ah, man, I love it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, leave that up.
Incredible.
Yeah. Cool. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, scary movie.
Woo, 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 woo.
Now she's starting her own podcast now too.
Cool.
Yeah,
A lot of
I
people are.
have to get the name. I love it.
Yeah, we'll shout that out too.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take a dab.
Fucking do it. Dab up.
You think people?
You want to? I'll say what time we're at, just for the sake of knowing. I do got to be up at 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
But no, actually, I think it's like my first session's at 5, maybe. No, 4:30. I don't know. Something. It's either 5 or 4:30. But we're an hour 20 in, which is great.
Cool.
It's cool with me. It's cool with me.
Good.
You're taking a dab. Can I strum the guitar a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll dive in somewhere else.
Shit.
This is my Dust in the Wind cover.
Dust in the Wind. Who's that by?
I don't know.
I feel. Oh man, I feel like I should be sounding the name of that song. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Dust in the wind.
I was trying to Oh yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? Okay, who is it? Kansas. I close my eyes for a moment.
Dust in the wind. Never know how far Kansas will be.
I always think about like Kansas and Chicago and all these bands. Like, what beautiful lyrics to just put them down and be like, we're gonna make something to it, and it not sound like crazy cheesy shit. It's beautiful. Some of these songs really catch you, and you're like, oh, you're right. The world is an ever-turning ocean. All they say, all they are is That's a beautiful, beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's not a bad tune. I just learned the killing of the name of, but it's not in the right tuning. But it's still not bad. It's no. Wait, what? Are you dabbing? I thought you were dabbing. That's the only reason I was playing.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Out right here.
Sorry.
I'm just listening.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I said hear it.
Did you take a dab on this today? Yesterday?
I took one today and I used my own little blowtorch. I didn't know where Drew was.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't find a lighter and she was having a therapy session out here, so I couldn't come out here.
Oh, no worries.
And I was in a rush out.
I got creative and I made it work.
Yeah. More. I know you didn't have the torch, but if you do have this torch, a little bit more heat.
Okay.
You didn't get a lot of your dab there.
Oh man. Okay, so I used my really small torch.
Oh no, I know.
Okay, that's where I fucked up.
Sense.
Yeah,
but I picked
just
it up like
did my
one
best.
time, the beginning of this week or so, and there was like a dab.
Oh really? That's so funny.
I've never
so
seen
bad.
that before, where it was actual like oil down there chilling. Not a huge amount or anything, not the claw, but I've just never seen oil like stay around. It's usually black. It must have tasted good. And someone that takes dabs watching this, which is like he just took that dab at the most insane high temperature, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I just want to cut it off.
I learned that one from Kim Cabagon. I used to call him something else, but I forget what now. Your friends in high school played tennis together. Fucking high school, God.
You know what?
Does high school feel long ago for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're 4 years older?
I'm 24. Yeah.
I graduated when I was 17. I think.
I once was a boy I once was. Causing trouble in so fun and creative. Be creative. I love this guitar strap, by the way. Thank you for selling this to me. See that that's what
me up.
That's what I wish was more available, like community trades and buys, because we all have so much shit that we don't need anymore. Shit. Like, and that
use less shit, keep less shit.
Like, it'd be
like
cool.
Stuff that you love, keep less of it.
It'd be cool if we had a community store and everyone could you could just have a booth one day.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I don't need this. I'm gonna go sell it, and you just put it in the community
park was
store.
used once a week or once a month.
Community store.
Once every fucking 6 months.
And you could just bring out a table and you could just sell anything. A community store.
Yeah. There's garage sales, but they're so.
It's so.
I've
much
lived
more...
here for almost a year now. I've never seen one.
Yeah, it's so much different.
Yeah.
I've seen.
And what they do have us do is they'll post those notices 4 times a year, and it's like you put your electronics out you don't want broken, non-broken, they'll pick them up.
It's so much different though. It's just
it's way different, different.
I don't know. I just feel like we have so much stuff that
I do experience.
We could recycle in a way.
Yeah,
I got throwing away.
The nice running shoes I got recently were used from Joelle. Thank you, the Maquette family. My second family. And a lot of stuff. This laptop was given to me secondhand by them. From someone else had given it to them to give to someone in need of a laptop and in need. And I asked her before I went and bought one. Well, I was like, "Can you get me a laptop for cheap?" She was like, "Yeah." And then she came back with like this.
You know what I feel weird about is buying new clothes.
Oh hell no!
I feel really weird about buying. Most of my shit's hand-me-down. Like being a younger brother.
That's pretty awesome.
Like my shit it's great, and then but besides that, it's brother? Like. Wait, what are you asking? How old?
Yeah.
He just turned 27.
When you watched Big Bear, did you have any family connections with it?
Big Bear, like the cartoon?
The movie? Didn't you see watch that
I have.
recently?
I just don't. No, I haven't seen it
Someone
recently.
told me they watched it.
Oh, really? I've
recently,
seen it like
for the first time.
It's funny. Last time I watched Big Bear, I think was with Jessica Chavez and Chico. So instead of partying, I think we watched Big Bear and fell asleep. When we were in Chico.
I don't know how to react to that.
It's just, I don't know. Sometimes you just stay in and watch Disney. You know, sometimes that's better than partying.
Chavez and Chico.
To be honest,
that's the way to live in Chavez. We were just talking about Chico, how like you have to find a way to support yourself away from, support yourself without giving into like the culture of partying that might exist. Yeah,
well, it's at least having the ability to choose. You know, I don't know. My connection.
Unacceptable. We can't have no.
Do you want to plug yours in again? I like that. And you do what they told you. That just makes me. If anything, it'd be cool to see a mashup of like, you do what they told you, then like Jack Black, like back off, in the School of Rock.
I need to watch the School of Rock again. For sure.
It's so good.
Have you seen like The Labyrinth or Dark Crystals or any weird movies like that?
The Labyrinth, that the one with the hands like this. Yes, my brother watched it for Spanish class, and I was younger, and I watched it with him, and it was so interesting. And like the eyeball pops out. The movie Caroline kind of freaked me out.
I was just talking about Caroline today.
It's a great movie, by the way.
It's an amazing movie.
I don't want to discount that.
Did you know it's based off a book?
I imagine. Yeah. That's how ignorant I am. If I didn't know, it is.
Yeah, I didn't know that until today. So.
Oh wow! Okay, I haven't talked about Caroline and.
I hated that movie. I thought it was terrifying.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely terrifying. Like when she was crawling through the tunnel.
Too much. It was very fucking second worldly.
I'll have to watch it again. I don't remember that.
But. The person I was with today brought up a great point. Because she worked at fucking hot at a bookstore, and they would come.
My uncle owns a bookstore.
I'm just thinking. I broke up with my ex like 3.5 months ago, but I still feel weird. I'm gonna have you cut out timestamp this.
Do you have but you're gonna have to write it down.
I know.
Give me something. Do you have notes in your phone? I don't have my stickies.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I just need to get over it. I was hanging out with
Oh, it's not. I mean,
Sydney
if
today.
you just don't react to it, it's fine. No
I
one
know.
can really
Let
tell.
me get the time right now.
Yeah.
So I cut out this talking here. Then when I get back, we'll continue. Or I'll restart.
Yeah.
What
It'll
did
be
before?
easy. All right.
I'm just gonna text.
And then if you could just put like after hours next to it, that way I remember. Perfect.
She worked at a book, or I'll restart. I was with my friend Sydney today, and she used to work at a bookstore until coronavirus, and the authors would come through, and
It's so cool.
the author, right?
I've
Holy
never met
shit.
an author. I would love to. That's so.
Meet an author? Oh
Just-
my god!
Writing a book in itself is one of the most. Like to me, it looks as hard, more difficult than climbing Everest in a way.
Yeah.
Like it seems
Oh
so
man,
impressive.
it's so. I feel so claustrophobic in the beginning parts of me writing this little like book, and I've been working on like in my head this and other things that I'm going to work on for years, and it's when I really get down into it, it always feels so high up, like I can feel that I'm in, like in Tarot there's like the tower, and I can feel that I'm in like this tower of thought where at the top is this whatever apex of like imagination over the subject I have is like staircases up.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel kind of pressured, and it's a little lazy, but at the same time it's a lot. Characters, composition.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your book? I'm
Literature.
curious, but I don't know if you want. It may be premature, but
That was my initial thought when I didn't bring it up.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting this. It's cool. I'm starting this book,
Okay.
and it's called Enchantment.
Okay. Yes,
And-
because you wanted to slightly start reading it on the podcast
Yeah.
earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming back to me now. I knew it was kind of familiar. Like I wasn't ignorant about it, but I was like,
No,
I forgot
yeah.
about it. To be
All
honest.
good. It was a quick mention. I was thinking that recently that I wanted to show you before I read it on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'd like to do a little reading as it goes.
I'm down.
And it's not necessarily mushroom infused, but it's very esoteric and
I don't know what that
spiritual. Esoteric. I don't know the definition. You want me to look it up?
No, but do you have a general idea?
Yeah, I think my definition would be like universal.
Okay.
Energy source.
Something maybe a lot of people could understand.
Yeah.
In one way or another.
Yeah. I think a lot of people know the word esoteric. I love it.
Good.
And it's called Enchanted because that's kind of like a theme of the way I think about things, is like to break through the surface of whatever I'm looking at and find some sort of enjoyment in like the nature of math and shapes and how we got to be able to cut these pieces of wood. It's all so fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so far it's based in like kind of like a gnome world, not necessarily Earth, but pretty much Earth, just like a separate dimension.
Okay.
And I'm a subhuman, not necessarily the human we know, but like kind of like an elf species as well.
Okay.
Like a forest dweller of a species.
Almost like the movie Trolls just came out.
I love it. Did you watch any of
No,
them?
I heard it's great.
They're awesome.
I heard it's
They're
great.
awesome.
I need to watch it.
They're so
I've heard-
cool. I haven't watched the brand new one, but the show and all, they're so cool. And then there's this other one called Troll Hunters that was only a show. Super cool.
Interesting.
It has like, it's like crystal based and stuff. It's super fucking cool. My aunt
Never
was all
seen
over
any
it.
of it.
Yeah, but it would be fun to watch on the projector.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very bright and colorful and
Cool.
trippy. He's like fighting all sorts of shit, and he's like protecting like the gnome world. We were talking about how like in fables and in Nordic culture, gnomes are from
Yes.
like the underworld, and it has like a name. They kind of like touches on that. They're like totally like underground, all this huge gnome world, and it like flips. The world flips, and it's like a fucking vast universe of gnomes under our ground, and their whole life is powered by like crystals and gems, and it's fucking cool. And this one-
Hypothetically.
in the show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, all this in the show.
Okay.
And then
Oh.
and then in the show, it's like a high school
I thought this
kid.
is the beliefs of some cultures.
No, sorry.
Got it.
It aligns a little bit.
Got it.
And in the show, there's like a high school kid that this like crystal ancient, and then they turn it into a fucking Merlin and King Arthur. He's like the King Arthur for the gnomes. So it's kind of cool, but white savior.
Reminds me
at
of
the
like
same
Romeo
time.
and Juliet. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's I've seen it.
I loved it at the end with the Crocodile Rock song.
I don't
loved
remember
it,
that,
dude.
but
It
I'm
was
sure
fun.
it's great. Yeah,
That movie
it's
was
a classic.
fun. With
I
Hoodwinkle and stuff. All
haven't
those
seen
movies
it
are
too
so
much.
trash.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Hoodwinked.
I have a good age. My age under you is a good age for catching all of those movies.
Yeah, it's
my,
true.
My
They were
little
slightly
sister
later.
was like 9. My big sister was still like 16, 17. If my aunt wanted to watch something, we'd kind of watch it.
Mhm.
And especially now, she's 16 with my little sister. She still loves all those movies and stuff. And my aunt has 4 kids.
I remember
3.
when I was. Have you ever watched a movie that you didn't tell your parents you watched?
When I was young.
Yeah. I have one.
Yeah, I think like Euro Trip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've seen that, but I don't remember it too well. I have
It's not
the
too
worst
crazy,
memory.
but there's some parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched
What
Harold
was-
and Kumar
Oh, yeah?
Escape from Guantanamo Bay. And
Watch it.
there was
It's-
definitely some nudity.
Oh,
And
right.
I was a little kid in my eyes. Like it was middle school maybe. And I was like, oh my God. Like I couldn't handle it. Like it was so ridiculous. Like, but I definitely didn't tell my parents about it. I totally made up a lie. I felt so dirty. Like, that shit just...
How old were you? When
middle
you were-
school?
When you were ruined.
I was so innocent. It was probably senior year of high school.
When you watched Harold and Kumar?
No,
Oh,
that
so-
was middle school.
But
Like
my
when
ruined question? When you
when
when
I
you were birthed into the Renaissance?
once I got into like an idea of like the first time I did anything even mildly like risky or dangerous, or even, but in my eyes it was risky or dangerous. You know, I went camping and there was alcohol involved. And I was so, like, me and my friend made a pact, also Jessica, and we were just like, all right, we're going to do this. I brought my Bible, and I was like, okay, we're going to go on this trip, and we're going to have each other's backs, and we're going to try new things, and it's okay, and we can do this. And we were with all the rebels in our mind, and some girl lost her virginity, and in a tent, and we did a tunnel as they came out the tent, and the girl ran through, but the guy was pissed. Oh, it was so funny.
You guys were in high school, seniors?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We had probably just graduated or something like
That's
that.
amazing, dude.
It was. I think it was the summer.
Were you popular? Were you popping?
I became someone like people realized that I was fun to hang out with probably around my senior year.
Cool.
I would say
It was
like,
the sex tunnel.
Well, that was that was.
It's all me.
Oh,
No,
got it. Yeah, that was just hilarious. It was once so fucking funny to me, the fact that we did the tunnel. But
That's fucking funny.
yeah, but I also, there was weed there, and I didn't smoke. I didn't
Mhm.
smoke at all. I was still very against weed at that time. I've had really a conflicting thing with weed, but now I've just fully embraced it. But I'll probably wish-wash back. I used to think it was the devil, man.
White devil.
I just,
Green devil.
it scared me. I thought I was just gonna become a lazy bum.
Yeah.
You know.
I
But it
worry.
was before
I worry
before.
about what I could be doing.
But once you build up your
Sometimes.
tolerance, it's more like a hobby than it is a drug.
Totally is. It is.
Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
an
but-
it's like it's a mediocrely. It's better than drinking. It's so much cheaper than that.
Oh yeah.
But
And cheaper is a word, but you can also say like I'm still alive.
yeah,
And
yeah. I guess that's.
if I were drinking, I wouldn't be.
I think mostly economic costs. But that's
It's
just.
your privilege, Dylan. Don't talk to me about your privilege. Let's
I'm
talk
just
about
saying,
Zach.
I come with
Let's
a
talk
different
about
perspective.
Zach. It's time to talk about. No, I'm joking. Come on, different perspective.
I
We're
mean,
talking perspective.
it's weird. Weirdly
You like
enough,
a-
though. Go on.
Polly, what's his name?
Polly Shore.
Yeah, you like Polly Shore?
No, I only seen him on the Joe Rogan
Fuck,
podcast.
dude, he's
I don't
fuck.
really know
He was
Pauly
on the
Shore. Yeah,
Wait.
he was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Not from Jersey Shore, right? The old comedian from like 70s.
I think
80s?
so. Yeah, look
Yeah,
it up
cool.
if you want. I'm
That
not
dude's
entirely
fucking
sure.
hilarious.
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, God.
Have you seen the Goofy movie?
Let me see.
Okay, yeah, Polly Shore. He's in a bunch of classics.
Look up Pauly Shore Joe Rogan and see, because I'm not entirely sure if that's him or not.
He's in Biosphere. Okay, I'll do that in another tab. Because I want to show. I want to read off some names this guy's in. He's in some shit.
He's good.
Caveman or some shit.
Let the people know.
Joe Rogan.
Movie shout out. Roommate DJing in the living room because we're all artistic.
Cool.
We got
Yeah, he was
room.
on it in 2017. Hella cool.
Yeah, was he? Let me see. Is there a
Yeah.
picture? Yeah, it's strange watching whatever that is. That's a interesting thing. You've never seen that podcast?
No.
Oh, did you know his mom is Mitzi Shore, who is the owner of the Comedy Store?
No. I
Yes.
heard about Mitzi. That's crazy.
That his mom is the owner of the Comedy Store.
Jeez.
That Joe Rogan and everyone work at.
That's fucking insane.
And his dad is a comedian or some shit like that. He was more like he was never meant to be a dad, but the mom stayed and turned this fucking club around or whatever. And Mitzi Shore was the one that discovered and gave everyone their go at the Comedy Store. I don't know if she's still alive or not. I don't think so, but wow, that was incredible. Oh
Still
my
spilled a
God.
bit. I got a nice little.
Was
angel
that
on
on
my
camera?
shoulder, I swear.
Dude, it caught the handle.
I like.
It caught the
I don't
handle.
give myself credit.
It
for
tilted back and caught the
That. It's
handle.
amazing.
It
That should
went
have knocked over.
like
That
that.
should have knocked over. I'm gonna. Yeah.
That's stupid crazy.
That's amazing.
What?
How did I even? It's so rare that I drink my coffee not by the handle too. For me to
Well, I
turn
think
that
you're-
around at some point
How?
and to have been drinking it like this,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And then to have it right there.
Yeah.
First of all, interesting. But I felt it for a second. I was like, oh shit,
And then just have it.
that's some shit.
I dropped my meat today.
Oh yeah,
God.
fuck.
That's alright.
I'm reading about Pauly Shore a little bit.
Yeah, cool. The Comedy Store, I guess, has a pretty unique history. I wonder if it's going to survive all of this. I sure hope so. I know me and you are big fans of comedy. I love that comedy's getting bigger. And more
really
and more
is.
prestigious and not just like a clown's game anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not as sticky. It's no longer like, hey guys, ever notice what's up with airplane wings? I
Yeah.
mean, come on, they're straight and narrow. What's up with that? Hong Kong. Water squirt. Splash zone. Might get wet.
And that's Simpsons.
It's like, what's the Krusty the Clown?
Yeah.
That's
No,
what that
I'm
reminds me of.
is that not a good opinion? But what age do you think that was of comedy? 90s?
I don't really know. Yeah, I think it was
Jerry
like,
Seinfeld and
yeah, I think it was
Friends
before.
and
Yeah, it was like
before that.
it was like
80s. I don't like George Carlin. I
I
don't
haven't
like
seen
blue.
him
I don't
too
like
much.
blue collar comedy very much.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2000s.
I'd have
90s.
to watch it to really. I don't know George Carlin too well.
Yeah.
Worth a look though. I've heard his name, but
Yeah.
you don't like him.
No, I haven't heard any punchlines from him in my life. I haven't watched a huge amount, but
It's just like the guy doesn't tell jokes. He pretty much just. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I've never seen him. But I would like to get on a stage one day.
oh yeah.
Uh,
I love telling jokes. I love
yeah, I've been getting more and more
comedy.
inspired.
I love full momentum comedy. Like,
What's that mean?
that situational comedy as well as, but like on stage using
yes.
your body as comedy.
Mm.
I think that's like the core,
Like your essence, your whole persona.
Like, exactly. You know, like find yourself, and then if you feel like that's funny, find a pedestal and a stage to project that, or like we were talking about, like a tool to focus your light through.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is a mic and a few people in front of you. That might be true.
Mm-hmm.
And like you could change people, you know? Like you could change, depending on what you talk about, the persona you choose to give to people, you can change like the energy of comedy. Joe Rogan walked on stage for, like, this guy was stealing jokes, and he just walked on stage and grabbed a mic from the back and was like, "What the fuck?
Confronted him.
Can't do this shit."
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that. I agree with you. That
Carlos Mencia.
Yeah,
that's what they call him, Carlos Mencia.
Yeah,
you can see that in his old videos.
The consciousness in comedy, jokes about what's going on. George Carlin was good. I think that's why people like him, is he was very honest and he was smart. But I've seen funnier people. I was gonna give at least one comedy shout out to
Mm-hmm. Michael Shea, amazing. Joe Coy. If you're looking for anyone, Joe Coy, Michael Shea. They're
Michael
amazing.
Shea.
I love Michael Shea.
He's pretty fucking funny.
He's great.
How are his stand-ups?
How else do you know him?
Michael, I'm gonna look up. I've seen
fire, I've seen rain. I'm trying to think what other great comedians are there. There's ones that just faded out, like Gabriel Iglesias faded out. Like I feel like Jeff Dunham's faded out.
Yeah, I never liked Jeff Dunham. That's, in my opinion,
the
comedy where it's like, okay.
I mean, it was interesting. It was he did the puppets the best to me. Everyone else that did puppets now was like really over with, but he at least, like, I liked his characters. I thought they're edgy. I thought they're funny. He had like the NASCAR driver. He had he had pretty harsh stereotypes, when it was like edgy. It was fun. He had like the dead terrorist that like blew himself up and like came back and was like talking about it. Like, it's like, I bet you if you watched it, it's really funny.
I watched a lot.
Really?
My sister
you
liked
didn't think
it.
like
My
Ahmed was funny?
It.
I was
I'm
pretty
sure
into it.
Yeah, I felt it was more just like, with the Ahmed character especially, a little more racist than it was.
Well, I guess he got away with it because.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't know how young I was. There's a kid lived next door 2 years younger than me, and him and his mom watched it. Zaya still loves it. My little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely still likes Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. That seems to be fun.
Where are you at? Have we spoken our words?
Yeah.
I'm pretty well said here. And like the song by Johnny Cash, like "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine." I forget the name of the actual song. He sings it for like 2 minutes, and he's like, whatever. He says, they're like, "Do you want to keep going?" And he's like, "Well, my song's kind of sung."
Yeah, I know, huh? I know. I heard that shit. I was like, you can't move that bull.
Yeah.
He's fucking sad.
That's like, so cool.
He's going home.
Mm-hmm.
You have recorded, and that was what you were
at least that song, he's at least done with that song, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, we're good. We got that. Let's move on. Let's get the next one. He's like, 2 minutes. I've recorded shorter.
Pretty
it's
amazing.
Awesome. It's
Pretty
one
amazing.
of the coolest dialogues you could hear at the end of a song.
At his age, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cherishable. Johnny Cash, what a legend. His Jackson, him with what's his name? June, wife's name?
I don't know much about Johnny Cash.
Oh man, I feel Johnny Cash he has quite a legacy, but he has one with like, yeah, can you look up his wife's name for me? But they have a song called Jackson, and it's like the strum pattern. Let's see, I used to mimic it. It's kind of where I came up with the
June Carter. This is another amazing song by June Carter. Oh, it's amazing.
yeah, it's just like a really kind of bumpy song. It's great. When I'm going to Jackson, na, 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 I'm going to Jackson. And I come around, I'm going to Jackson. When I come round, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Coming around the mountain, she'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Alright, ready to sign off?
Absolutely.
Any last words?
Right. No.
Alright.
Coming around the mountain.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, folks.
Thank you. Enjoy the Aurora Borealis.
Alright, goodbye. Awesome, that was fun. I like the music. First night one, like we did one a little later in the afternoon. Hour 50.